Good morning, everybody. I am showing up today because I want to link a video below that Dave Acton did. I called Dave yesterday. I saw something really interesting on Fareed Zakaria, and I couldn't believe it. And he was lucky enough to actually find the actual footage. And so that's the link below. You can see the actual footage that I'm about to talk about. But the reason I'm showing up is because I want to support Dave's video on this, make sure it gets out, because you know when you hear something and you get that gut feeling, like there'll be all this talk, and then you'll hear one thing, it'll kind of stick out like, hey, what was that they said? And that seems really odd. That's usually a little sign to me that there's something surrounding that. So basically, they had these global economists on talking about what we could do to fix our financial woes. And the expert goes on to say that an alien invasion would fix all of our problems. If we had an alien invasion, we would gear up just like we mobilized before World War II, and that's what pulled us out of the Depression. And just like that, when we geared up to fight the aliens, it too would pull us out of our financial problems. Then they queued up a segment. Now, this is the unbelievable part, because a lot of times people will pull out things and hang on them when somebody just threw it out and there wasn't a lot of thought behind it, and then people will want to build a whole story around it. This is not the case. They had a whole thing of the Twilight Zone queued up, ready to go. So obviously they knew this guy was going to mention this, okay, which is another signal to me. And so then they shoot over to this segment of the Twilight Zone where we're all getting invaded and everything, and he's like, and at the end of this Twilight Zone, he goes, even though it seemed horrible, it actually united everybody, so it was a good thing. He goes, so then he goes on to say, so even if we had a fake alien invasion, it would be a great thing for our economy and get us out of our depression. Okay. First of all, never even heard anybody on the news even admit to the fact that there could possibly even be an alien, without this economic expert full on saying, oh, it's all we need to solve all our problems. And so, knowing that they have Project Bluebeam and they can project whatever they want onto the skies, I just want to give a big heads up to everybody. They're talking about alien invasions. We've got a lot of trauma going on, you know, globally, financially. Elenin's coming through, end of the Mayan calendar, lots of fear in this time point, September 11, all this kind of stuff. I'm putting a big warning out there for a big false flag, okay? Don't be caught up into a big false story. Just like Orson Welles did the War of the Worlds. Remember, if you were actually part of the show and you knew it was coming, it was great. It was entertainment. But if you tuned in late, you thought that the end of the world was coming, okay? Now, they were going to arrest him for that, but then they actually kind of heralded him as kind of a hero, because they said after everybody was so traumatized by this fake end of the world, War of the Worlds, that they were easily mobilized into World War II. Anyway, please watch the video below, and please comment, because I would love to hear what you all think.